Mr. Zuckerberg, I appreciate you being here as well. It has been interesting to listen to all of the comments from both sides of the aisle, to get an idea of the breadth, length, depth, the vastness of our World Wide Web, social media, and more specifically, Facebook. I want to ask three starter questions. Don't think they'll take a long answer, but I'll let you answer. Earlier indicated that there were bad actors that triggered your platform policy changes in 2014, but you didn't identify who those bad actors were. Who were they?
Congressman, I don't, sitting here today, remember a lot of the specifics of early on, but we saw generally a bunch of app developers who were asking for permissions to access people's data in ways that weren't connected to the functioning of an app. So they'd just say, okay, if you want to log into my app, you would have to share all this content, even though the app doesn't actually use that in any reasonable way. So we looked at that and said, hey, this isn't right. Or we should review these apps and make sure that if an app developer is going to ask someone to access certain data, that they actually have a reason why they want to get access to it. And over time, that we made a series of changes that culminated in the major change in 2014 that I referenced before, where ultimately we made it so now a person could sign in but not bring their friends' information with them anymore.
Okay. Secondly, is there any way that Facebook can, with any level of certainty, ensure Facebook users that every single app on its platform is not misusing their data?
Congressman, it would be difficult to ever guarantee that any single, that there are no bad actors. Okay. Every problem around security is sort of an arms race, right? You have people who are trying to abuse systems, and our responsibility is to make that as hard as possible and to take the necessary precautions for a company of our scale. And I think that the responsibility that we have is growing with our scale, and we need to make sure that we live up to it.
I think that's an adequate answer. It's a truthful answer. Can you assure me that ads and content are not being denied based on particular views?
Congressman, yes, politically, although I think what you, when I hear that, what I hear is kind of normal political speech. We certainly are not going to allow ads for terrorist content, for example, so we would be banning those views, and I think that's
Let me push it a little bit here, and I wanted to bring up a screen grab that we had. Again, going back to Representative Upton, earlier on, was his constituent, but was my legislative director for a time. It was his campaign ad that he was going to boost his post, and he was rejected. I was rejected as being said here, your ad wasn't approved because it doesn't follow advertising policies. We don't allow ads that contain shocking, disrespectful, or sensational content, including ads that depict violence or threats of violence. Now, as I read that, now I also know that you have since, or Facebook has since declared, no, that was a mistake, an algorithm problem on there. But that's our concern that we have, that it wouldn't be because he had his picture with a veteran, it wouldn't be because he wanted to reduce spending, but pro-life, Second Amendment, those things, and conservative, that causes us some concerns. So I guess what I'm saying here, I believe that we ought to have a light touch in regulation. And when I hear some of my friends on the other side of the aisle decry the fact of what's going on now, and they were high-fiving what took place in 2012 with President Obama and what he was capable of doing in bringing in and grabbing for use in a political way, I would say the best thing we can do is have these light-of-day hearings, let you self-regulate as much as possible with a light touch coming from us, but recognizing that in the end, your Facebook subscribers are going to tell you what you need to do.
Gentleman's time.
So thank you for your time, and thank you for the